Now it's time to hear from the Baron of Bargains and the Conqueror of Contracts. It's time now for another tale from the Casebooks of Faustian D'Azoral.
An adventuring party is a funny thing, isn't it? People always imagine a group of boon companions, great friends who will stick together through thick and thin, all for one for all, and all of that. And while that may happen, there's another option. An option that involves your companions leaving you to die when the going gets rough, or maybe just when it's time to divide the loot. It is my recommendation that anyone joining or considering joining an adventuring party get a written contract, lining out the rights and responsibilities of any party joining the party. If you don't get it in writing, and perhaps filed with your favorite attorney, something like this could happen to you.
So then, with all these skeletons closing in, they run out and shut the door! I was torn to shreds!
I see, Mr. Erica, and this was against the agreement you formulated with Cormag and Naissa McClorman?
Sure was. We agreed that no one would get left behind unless they were already completely dead. I was 100% still alive when they slammed that door on me.
Great! Have you got any evidence to back that up?
What? Isn't my word good enough?
Yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit more than that to go on in court.
So, they're just gonna get away with it?
No. It just means that I'm gonna have to find some evidence somewhere. Somewhere? But where? Where would I even start looking? I know exactly who to ask.
I don't know. Those guys are pretty evil. I'm gonna want something pretty evil in return for helping you against them.
Like, how evil are we talking here?
I know. In exchange for the information you seek, you, Faustian D'Azoral, must commit the most evil act I can imagine. A task so soul-crushingly vile that even I would hesitate at the atrocity of it. Surely this will be the single act that seals the eventual fate of your soul and damns you for eternity. You, Faustian D'Azoral, must.
Yeah? Must what?
You must kick a puppy!
No! I couldn't! Even for me, that's too evil!
You must! If you want the information you seek, you must!
Ah, fine, I'll do it. Now, about the adventurers known as Cormag and Naissa McClorman, specifically, their former traveling companions, or those companions' closest living relatives. I really hate when they ask for acts of evil in kind as payment, but never let it be said that Faustian D'Azoral wouldn't do whatever it took to win a case. Not that I was 100% sure that this would even turn up what I needed.
We swear, we didn't mean to leave poor Earcar behind.
We were very distraught to learn he was still inside with all those skeletons when the door slammed. We would have gone back for him, but with all those skeletons, he was surely already dead.
Interesting. You just said the door was slammed.
Alright, Mr. D'Azoral, do you have any evidence in support of Mr. Erica's version of events versus the defendants?
Not direct evidence, Your Honor, but I intend to show a pattern of, at best, negligence, and most likely something more sinister. I'd like to call Sleeve McDykel to the stand.
What?
No, that was an accident too.
Really? I haven't even asked him any questions yet. Perhaps I should just move on to Jeremy Gride, whose sister was an adventurer sadly lost in action last year.
Wait, no! We can explain.
Yes, there's a perfectly logical explanation.
Oh, I'm sure there is. Just like for Onsen Sweeney, and Anatoly Smornin, and Glenallen Noglini.
And,
You see,
well,
the thing is,
you see,
to be honest,
What is the meaning of all these witnesses, Mr. D'Azoral? What are you driving at here?
Your Honor, These good people I have brought into the courtroom are resurrected former adventurers or their next of kin. I tracked them down and came across remarkable similarities in their stories.
I see. You may proceed, but perhaps it would be helpful for you to summarize.
Thank you, Your Honor. The pattern tying each of these witnesses together is that they, or their family members, were adventurers who were killed after the main part of a treasure hunt in the same ruined castle by, I would wager, the same skeletons. That's spooky, and not because of the skeletons.
I see. A dangerous place, then.
Oh, and there's one more link between all of these unfortunate souls. They were all companions of Cormag and Nyessa McLemare.
And what is your explanation for this, then?
It wasn't us.
No, it wasn't us. It was him. Cormag made me go along with it. It was all his plan.
Me? I don't think so. I just wanted to slip away with their shares of the loot. Those were your skeletal servants tearing them to pieces.
I rest my case, Your Honor. After that, it was a cinch to wrap it up. It always makes an attorney's job easier when your opponents turn on each other. Erica got the same share of the treasure he'd been promised, minus my small percentage, and I made sure that the remainder of McClummer's assets were divided between the rest of the victims, also minus my small percentage. Now, before I start to get angry letters from druids, rangers, and animal lovers, let's define some words. Puppy, while nominally referring to a young form of the species Canis lupus, or dog, can and has been applied to many members of the species, in particular by children and dog people. And the word kick can refer to an action causing something to be propelled through motion of the foot. So when my heckhound lies in the middle of the hallway at my palatial estates, and I use my foot to slide him gently out of the way, it could be said that I had kicked a puppy. I might be evil on occasion, but even I have my limits.
From the Casebooks of Faustian D'Azoral is a production of Kingdom of Stone Tree Broadcasting and Faustian D'Azoral, Warlock at Law. None of the case files presented in this program, or any seeming advice given, is intended as actual legal advice. If you need actual legal advice, stop in at the offices of Faustian D'Azoral. Now over to Finola Vance, meteor astrologer, with the weather.
I, Finola Vance, will now predict the weather, using a method called phobomancy, which is divination using feelings of fear. It's been hot lately, and my garden is starting to dry out. So, unfortunately, I'm afraid that it'll be just as hot through the weekend. I'm also afraid there will be no wind to cool us off. That is, I'm afraid to say, our upcoming weather. You're listening to the Kingdom of Stone Tree Broadcasting, and I know it's hot, but try to keep cool.